I'm the director of the Cyber Education and Research Center here at Murray State University, and welcome back to 10 at 10, episode number 98. We're getting close to 100. 10 at 10 is brought to you through a partnership between Murray State University, Grow West, the Technology Council of West Kentucky, KY Innovation, and our local partner, Sprocket Innovation in Paducah, and the Kentucky Innovation Station in Madisonville. We have made it to Black Friday. Not sure where that name started and don't know that I like the name, but that's what it's always been called. And it's the craziness of the shopping season is upon us. We talked about shopping online last week and some tips that we should think about to stay safe. And this week, we're going to continue that conversation and talk about the craziness that really starts with that in-person shopping today. And I wanted to start with sharing a story. My idea about shopping the day after Thanksgiving started when I was a kid, and I can remember the craziness that would happen at Walmart and different stores that we would line up to get whatever that deal was before the store opened. We would get there, be ready, and then there was this one year, and I wanted a car stereo. It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't the 49-inch ultra HD TV that you see on the screen, but but all of this craziness was happening up front. I had to walk back to the automotive part to get the stereo. So I'm walking back, and it's really not busy back in the automotive, but I had to walk past the electronics to get to it. And I will never forget, if you'll remember, they're still around some, but back in the day, they would have a rack in the center of the aisle that had DVDs on it. And at Walmart on that particular Black Friday, they had the computer. They had a computer. It was the computer unit and the old school CRT monitor all in one box, and they were stacked up on one side of this DVD rack. And this little sweet old lady picked up one of those and tossed it over the top of that DVD rack and threw it into the other to another woman who caught it, put it in a basket, and took off to the front. It was scary. I was not expecting this sweet little grandma to be able to just pick this up and throw this computer the way that she did. But it's crazy. The craziness of the deal. We want to get the deal. We want to try to do whatever we can to not steal, to get the best deal that we can. And that actually, it looks like people are trying to steal it from each other in this picture. But we want to try to get the best deal that we can, whether it's Cyber Monday online or it's the in-person shopping of the weekend before. We're always trying to find the best deal. And when we're trying to find that best deal, the security concerns, the safety aspects aren't always at the top of our mind. So I want to touch on a few of those today. But before I do that, part of the reason that we're talking about this, and last week we talked about the cyber aspects, and we're talking about the in-person aspects today, and there's a little bit of overlap, and how does this all fit together? Well, the reality is there is a gray area in between. And if you'll remember 2013, Target had a data breach. 41 million consumers had their credit cards stolen because of a data breach at Target. What happened was their credit card machines, their point of sale systems, got malware put on them. And it was through a vendor, it was through a HVAC company, and it was a vulnerability. And it's an interesting story, but not necessarily relevant to my point today. The point is that there's always a risk when we're shopping. There's always going to be a concern. There's always going to be a risk. And you got to keep an eye on your surroundings and what you're doing to stay safe as possible. Now, there was a lot of people, and I know a lot of people that were part of that 41 million number that were compromised due to Target. If it happens to you, as soon as you find out, you need to take the appropriate steps to change, to get new credit cards, get rid of your credit cards, debit cards, get new ones. get some credit monitoring service, do those things that you need to if you're the victim in this scenario. But beyond that, there's a lot of things that we can do. Yeah, I mean, this is an extreme example, perhaps, but there's a lot of things that we can do to make sure that we're not the victim in a particular situation for the holiday shopping season. We want to be safe. I want you to be safe, and I want you to take some basic steps that can help you to be safe this season. Tip one, which is very, very simplistic, is to be cautious. Whether you're in that big crowd that you saw in the first slide, or you're shopping by yourself in a store, be cautious. Be careful of your surroundings. Who's watching you? Are people scoping you out to to steal your bags in the parking lot? Are people scoping you out because your purse is open and they think they can get your wallet out of your purse? Are they looking to see if you set your phone down? There's a lot of different things that could be happening, so just be cautious. If you're shopping in person, you're shopping online, be careful. Be careful who you give your credit card to. Be careful who you give your debit card to. Be careful where you're flashing money around. If you're paying with cash, even be careful that you pull out $150 out of your billfold and they see another $200 in there. Um, Maybe you don't need to show that much cash. Just be very cautious. That's probably the biggest tip. I would say use a credit card. We talked about that last week. A credit card will provide you a little bit of protection over using a debit card or really even cash. So use a credit card if you can. Let me say, and I'll give this disclaimer: only use a credit card if you can pay it off. Don't carry debt on your credit card, but use that if you need to. If you're putting in your PIN number, be super careful. Um, if somebody is scoping out you to steal your billfold, then all they need is to see your PIN number. It's amazing how often I can see the PIN number of others that they're typing in, and I'm not looking. So just be careful. Put your hand when you're typing it in to cover it up. Be careful when you're typing it in. Don't say it out loud. Just be careful with that. That's certainly something that is needed, and that goes whether you're at the cash register at the store or you're at the gas pump. Be careful with that. Keep a paper trail. Now, what do I mean by paper trail? Keep your receipts. If you're going to McDonald's, ask for a receipt, especially right now during the holiday season. If you're buying a big gift, yes, you need a receipt in case you need to return it. But you need these receipts right now to make sure that uh, uh, all of the transactions that show up on your account are true transactions. Keep an eye on what's going on. It is possible that a hacker could do something at even McDonald's where, yes, you paid, yes, you really bought food, but your food cost $7.50 and your charge was $25. Keep the receipts, look at the receipts, keep a paper trail of what's going on so that if you need to go back and question something, that you have that to do. Keep an eye on your surroundings. I touched on that a little bit, but keep an eye on what's going on around you. Unfortunately, not everybody has good intentions, and not everybody is full of the holiday cheer that many of us are. So be careful, keep an eye on what's going on, and make sure that you're doing your part to keep you and your family safe. And then finally, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. Actually, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is not true at all. It's a scam. Be careful, be leery. Whether you're in the store buying something or you're clicking on an ad online, there are a lot of dangers out there. If you're doing these things, then it is probably too good to be true. Be careful. I'm not saying you don't want a good discount, and you should look for those. That's part of the holiday season. But if it is something that seems to be too good to be true, it probably is too good, and I would recommend avoiding it. There's a lot of good people out there. There's also a lot of bad people that want to do harm this holiday season. So I want you to be careful, stay safe, enjoy the festivities that begin today. Have a lot of fun. And yes, I know many of you have already started shopping well before today, but enjoy this holiday season. And I'll see you back here next week on 10 at 10. Thank you. Bye.